Guess what, guys? My Land Cruiser arrived. Let's take a look. So here it is, 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser First Edition in the trail dust color, and it has just arrived. I really thought that it will never arrive because it was taking so long. But you know what? It's finally here. I can't believe it. So this is just a quick video to show you before this car gets properly PDI'd and ready to be delivered to me. And just to show you what this thing looks like as it has arrived from factory. So all the wrappings and protections and so forth are still on the car. I told them not to take anything off so I can kind of show you exactly how it is when it arrives. They did a basic PDI on it, so it's drivable, and I took it out for a quick drive. And you know, the interesting thing is that it does definitely drive better than the prototype that I drove back in January. I think that's one thing that Toyota does really well, is that when they finalize the production, it always feels tighter and just feels different than the prototype. And that is exactly what it is with this Land Cruiser First Edition. Beautiful vehicle. It drives really well with the short drive I had. And trail dust wasn't my first choice. I wanted the Heritage Blue, but actually this color is growing on me, this kind of yellow mustard color. And maybe I could even say that I like it better than Heritage Blue. Again, all the wrappings are still on the car. Beautiful black interior, very simple, as you guys probably have seen already multiple times. One thing that surprised me though is that Toyota USA and Toyota Canada decided to go with these black seats. These are leather seats, because in Japan and elsewhere, the first edition uses a dark brown seats, which look fantastic, and I wish they kept that. But for some reason, for the North American market, it is all black interior, business-like, nothing complicated, but looks absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to show you a little bit more details here. By the way, big thank you to Jim Pattison Toyota, with whom I've dealt many times in the past. This is the brand new downtown store. And this is Andrew, who helped me get the car, the manager here. And yeah, so I'm really excited. You guys have seen this car before, but you probably know already that this comes with this really heavy duty roof rack here, and also rock rollers, and also the special first edition mud flaps. Now, did you guys know that these things, including this and that, are actually installed at the port here in Vancouver? It doesn't come that way from Japan, because in Japan they have the regular roof rack and they have the regular running boards, but not the rock rollers. So they remove them at the port and they reinstall these ones, which is interesting. And as you guys already know, this is built in Japan, which is the J here. But if you look at the other alphabet, it's RK. Can you guys see the RK here? So R is the model year 2024. K is the actual plant location. So this one is built in HAMURA plant, which is part of a Hino. Hino is owned by Toyota. It is their truck manufacturing, truck division, and it's built there. And you might wonder what happened to Tahara. Well, Tahara is also building Land Cruisers, including the first editions. But for some reason, most of the Land Cruisers that are coming right now, both US and Canada, are coming from HAMURA plant. And I know that might be some concern for some of you guys, but not for me, because that's where the old FJ was also produced, and that's also where the Land Cruiser Prado was produced. So as you know, Land Cruiser 250 series is basically a Prado replacement, not the Land Cruiser 300 series replacement, which is not sold here. So as far as I can tell, the quality of paint and everything looks fantastic. I don't have the tool to measure the gap here, but I'll do that once I take a delivery in a few days. But right now, the alignment and everything looks fantastic. Everything lines up really well. And the car is dirty right now, so it's hard to tell, but the paint job looks really good as well. And even here, this is hard to align the gas cap, but it looks fantastic. All the plastic trim looks good. They would have shared the plastic trim with the Tahara factory models anyway, so they would be the same suppliers. But once again, I'm pretty happy with the overall manufacturing quality. It looks really fantastic. And even though it's built in HAMURA plant and not the Tahara plant, which is a bit of a surprise because I would have preferred the Tahara plant, but that's okay. I'm going to take this. I'm not going to be picky about the location of the factory. And as far as I know, Hino plant is pretty special as well. They make some really good trucks over there. And once again, they used to produce the FJ and Land Cruiser Prado. So nothing wrong with that at all. Going back to the interior here for a moment. Again, I'm going to keep this video very short just because it's not prepped properly yet. And I'm going to talk about it once I take a full delivery. But some interesting surprises such as powered steering mechanism, which is surprising in a Toyota these days. A full memory seat, 2 memory settings, and perforated seats with ventilation and heat in the front. And I believe it's also in the back. And one thing I noticed, it could just be the reflection, but the seatbelt almost has a bit of a blue tinge to it, even though it's supposed to be black. So that's kind of interesting. And the roof line is actually kind of soft vinyl, so it's not suede or anything fancy, but that's okay. Also, the sunroof is actually bigger than I thought, or moonroof rather. It's actually quite a bit big. It's not a panoramic sunroof. It doesn't go all the way to the back. It's only this part here, but that's okay too. And good grip, both sides over there too. You guys already know about that. I talked about that in the past. And I've spoken to Chief Engineer of Land Cruiser a couple of times now, Keita Morita from Japan. He talked about how this line is straight so that you can figure out when you're off-roading what angle the vehicle is facing. And these mirrors were purposely placed on the door so you can see between the mirror and the door frame. And it's also rectangular, kind of square-looking mirror, and glossy black, which is a bit surprising because they're going to get damaged pretty easily if I take it off-roading. Everything else is matte black or tough plastic here, so that's okay. But this part is a little bit surprising to me. Also, don't forget, this is not white. It looks like white at a first glance, but it's actually a light gray over this yellow mustard color paint. And that contrast looks absolutely beautiful. And I really like these roof racks and how they look on the vehicle. I'm still a little bit torn about the rock rollers because they're great for off-roading, but terrible to use as a stepping place. You can't really put your foot on there. It's too small and slippery. You could if you really try. So they're not very useful. And the vehicle is pretty high up, so I'm not sure if I'm going to take this off and put regular running boards or do something else. I'm not quite sure about that. I'm going to think about it after I take possession of the vehicle. And also have to decide what to do about the tires. These are Michelin LTX Trail Edition, slightly different than the normal Michelin LTX tires. Pretty normal tread, not a very aggressive tread here, but you get this blocky thing here just to make it look nice. So I may put 35s. These are 33s in terms of the size. So I could go bigger and also put much more aggressive off-road tires. I haven't decided about what to do with that. I like the mud guards. I'm going to leave them the way it is. These are first edition mud guards. That's really stiff. And it's got a little bit of a strap there so it doesn't flap. And I like everything else about the vehicle. Even the color, as I mentioned, is really grown on me. You guys know already this one pops out here. So that's convenient. That's for the digital rear view mirror, which I don't like to use, so I probably won't use that. And then this is powered. Oh, glossy black here as well, by the way. And I can't show you everything here, but there's some accessories that came with it. Winter mats, cargo mat, nets, so forth. There's a little opening here. Storage, you can actually remove this. And also this as well. 2400 watt AC here as well. And there's also cup holders and USB charging port in the back because this was designed to be a third row SUV, because in Japan and elsewhere there is a third row, and that's because they are not hybrids in Japan. They use a naturally aspirated 2.7 liter 4-cylinder engine or diesel engine, and so it doesn't take up space here, and they can put a third seat. So I guess they didn't bother removing all this stuff for the third seat just to make everything common and to save money and time during production. And I don't mind that. I don't need a third seat. But once again, I really did wish that these seats came with a brown color, beautiful brown color, I might add. For the Japanese market one, it's the exact same seat but dark brown. So that I wish that was the color I got, but that's okay. It looks fine in black, and there's lots of space in the back as well. I took it for a very short drive just to confirm that everything works and is functional before I actually sign on the dotted line. And you know what? It just drives beautifully. The hybrid feels good. It's not a V8, it's not a V6, but it's pretty strong and quite peppy, and the ride was very comfortable as well. So this is super exciting news for me. I'm going to just close this up for a moment. Typically, Toyota's power the rear hatch is a bit slow to open and close, but that's just probably for safety reasons. This will come off because there's a hitch behind it if I want to use the hitch. And once again, Jim Pattison. I bought so many cars from them over the years from both the Toyota side and Lexus side, and they really look after me. The sales manager, Andrew, was able to help me get the vehicle. I had a deposit for a long time, even before the Land Cruiser 250 series was announced. So I had it for a long time. And then my salesperson, Manish, has always been looking after me as well. So big thanks for Manish. And of course, Michael, for general manager, who's supporting in the background. So very thankful for their support from Jim Pattison Toyota downtown. It's a brand new dealership here. They've been around for a long time, but their dealership here in downtown is brand new. Looks beautiful, and the car looks amazing. So I can't wait to tell you guys more about this vehicle. Right now, it's just a quick walk around to show you what's actually happened here, and the fact that I'm finally taking delivery of this Land Cruiser. There is a little tag from the manufacturer showing where it's built, and that's the HAMURA plant, and so forth, some details there. But more to come, and I'll let you guys know once I take delivery in a few days. I will tell you all about the Land Cruiser and give you a full engineer's perspective. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you later.